How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to an episode here on Let's Build Twitter. As always, I'm Ethan, a random coder, your favorite underqualified senior software engineer. If you all do want access to a private repository for this project, go ahead and go to the description. There's a link down there that'll walk through exactly how to gain access to that. Now, that being said, let's go and hop into what we're working on today. Today, we're going to go ahead and finally start working on the profile page. Primarily, we're going to go ahead and start out working with the profile top bar. We have some modifications that we need to go ahead and make to make it work for multiple pages inside the profile spectrum. And then we're also going to go ahead and make a new section for that for the follow area, and then we'll kind of see what we get from there. Like I've said in the last couple episodes, I put all of this together over the holiday break, so maybe the episode's a little bit too long, so we need to chop them down. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the code and get to work here. So like I mentioned, we're going to be starting out here inside the profile top bar, and the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is add in a couple of things. So we're going to go ahead and add in location, which is a string. We're also going to go ahead and add in the username, which is a string, and then let's go ahead and add them in over here. So here at the end of our number of posts, we'll also go ahead and add in location and username. Now here's the part that's going to get fun. We have to kind of put all of this stuff together. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap the profile top bar left inside of a container. So I'm going to say div class name equal to, and this is going to be profile dash top dash bar, maybe dash container. And I need to go ahead and see how far this wraps. So let me go ahead and take a look here. So it seems like it's just going to go ahead and wrap literally everything. So let's go ahead and take this ending, go ahead and delete it, go ahead and come down here to the bottom where we have this div, I believe, and then go ahead and paste that guy in. Let's go ahead and do that. Cool. So that's the first step. And then we need to do a couple more things. So now what we need to go ahead and do is below where we have our organization div, we need to go ahead and add in a curly brace. And in here, we're going to have location is equal to profile question mark. And then if that's the case, we're going to go ahead and have our class name or our class here, this p tag that has convert number of posts. Let's go ahead and delete that and then bring it up here like so. And then otherwise, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to have another p with a class name equal to profile top dash bar dash post as well. And then this is just going to say at and then our username. So this is going to be for whenever we're on the follow page, and I don't know that we're going to be able to see this today, but we need to go ahead and get it set up. And then below the last two divs, I broke that. Then here we're going to go ahead and have a location equal to follow, and then below here we're going to go ahead and have our profile follow bar. So profile follow top bar, which we're going to work on later. And then let's see, I think that's how it should look. I might have to go through one by one. There is one more thing that we're going to go ahead and do here on the profile top bar left. Whenever we navigate, we're going to have an on click equal to, and this is going to go ahead and navigate us, except we want to go backwards just by one. So we need to go ahead and set up a navigate really quick. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. So let's go ahead and come back to the top here and set up a const navigate. So const and then navigate is equal to use navigate like so. And then we can navigate back one page with -1. So whenever we click, we're going to go ahead and say navigate and then -1 like so. So that should be fine. Let me just double check what I did wrong here. On click, navigate, let's see. Oh, one of our curly braces got deleted on accident. There we go. Looks a lot better. And I think that's everything we need. Let me just go through here one by one, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think everything is looking pretty good. See if we can CF that. This looks a little bit strange that it's not indented, but I think that's okay because it lines up with this. So now let's go and hop in CSS. We need to do a little bit of change inside there. So now inside the profile top bar, we're going to make a couple of changes. So we're going to keep width instead of height 55px. We're going to go ahead and fit content because for the follow page it's a little bit bigger. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this padding left. We're going to keep margin. We're going to keep position sticky. We can keep top. We're going to keep our background color, our filter. We're going to get rid of display flex. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this, but we're going to go ahead and add a z index. So we're going to go ahead and say z index, and then we'll just do like 999 for the heck of it. That's good. And then we need to go ahead and set up the container. So dot and then, profile maybe dash top dash bar container. There we go. So inside of our container, we'll go ahead and have our width of 100%. We'll have a height, once again, fit dash content. And then we'll have our padding left of 16px. We'll go ahead and have our display of flex, and we will justify content in the flex dash start, and we will align items in the center, and that's good to go. And then there's a profile top bar right. I'm not sure. Oh, we already have it. We just need to add one more thing. We're gonna have a padding left on this. So padding dash left, and it's going to be 24px. Okay, so that's good to go. I didn't really do my notes in typical fashion, so there's a good chance that I break stuff. So let's just go into our app here and see if when we go to the profile if it looks good. Well, actually we can't because we haven't actually added it in yet. So let's go. This isn't how I had planned it, but maybe let's go ahead and hop into the profile page and add this. Well, we're going to do a little bit more work than that, so we'll hold off. Let's go ahead and create the next component that we want, and then we'll go ahead and hop into the profile after we're done. So let's go ahead and create a new component. So let's come in here to our profile components, and we're going to go ahead and say profile follow top bar slash profile follow top bar.tsx, and then go ahead and make the profile follow top bar.css. Let's go and hop in here. So we'll go ahead and import our React, from React. Okay, and then we'll also go ahead and export const, and this is profile follow top bar, which is a react.fc. It's not going to take any props, so it's going to go ahead and use the state. Okay, and let's also go ahead and import the / profile follow top bar.css so we don't forget. Okay, looks good. And then I'm just going to quickly go ahead and return, and let's return a div with a class name equal to our profile dash follow dash top dash bar. Cool. So let's go ahead and set up some state here. So we're going to have const and logged in. This is going to equal to use selector, and then here we'll go ahead and have our state, which will be our root state, and we'll go ahead and return state.user here. We'll also go ahead and say const, and we'll have our profile user, we'll have our profile followers, our profile following, our profile verified followers, and our profile, profile, if I could type followers, this is going to be equal to use selector. We'll have our state, root state, and this is going to be state.profile. So we'll get all the profile information, and then next we'll have a const location, maybe is equal to use location, like so, and we'll also have a const navigate equal to use navigate, like that. So that is everything. The last thing we need is a const navigate to page, and it's going to equal to react.mouse event, and this will be on an HTML div element. And let's go ahead and make our arrow function here. We're just going to stop propagation like we do, and then if we have a profile user, if we have a profile user, we'll go ahead and navigate, and this is going to go and be a little bit complicated. It's going to be slash $ curly brace profile user, and then .user name, and then we're going to go ahead and go to slash and then $ curly brace current target .id. So this is going to navigate us to like the different parts of the profile, or the different parts of the following page, because there's followers, there's following, and then there's also like verified followers, and then followers as different options for following pages. So that's kind of like the idea here. So now let's go ahead and set this up. So now we're going to go ahead and check to make sure we have a profile user first and foremost. So let's say profile user, and then inside here what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and have a fragment. I could have done this slightly differently, but it is what it is. I have a div, the class name equal to profile dash follow dash top bar button. And we're going to go ahead and be copy and paste on this probably. ID is going to be equal to, and then verified underscore followers. Okay. And then on click, we'll go ahead and be equal to navigate to page. Let's go ahead and do that. And then inside of a div, the class name, maybe equal to, and then this is going to be fun. So we have our backticks like so, a $, curly brace like so, and then we had another pair of backticks like that. Now we should be fine. I think location dot path name is equal to, so our backticks slash $, curly braces. We should be fine now, I think, except this still isn't acting like it's supposed to. So I might have something broken here. Profile.username slash verified underscore followers. And we have to do this a bunch of times, so that's what's fun. Then outside of this guy, we have question mark, and then we'll have this, and this is going to be profile dash follow dash top dash bar title active. Otherwise it's going to be, and let me go ahead and get the other part. See, this is really gross. Otherwise it's going to be profile dash follow dash top dash bar title, just title. And then I believe that's what it's supposed to look like. So I think we actually survived this somehow. Okay, we just have to be really careful there because it's kind of gross. Verified followers. So that's how that's supposed to look like. Now this is supposed to be profile user like so, and we escaped it somehow. Okay, so that part is done. Now we just have to do this like over and over again, unfortunately. So next we're going to go ahead and have another one. So now below this guy, we're going to have curly braces. We're going to have logged in question mark dot user ID not, whoops, that's not equal to profile user question mark dot user ID and profile followers dot length is greater than 0. So now we're only going to go ahead and show the followers if it's not if you're not the one logged in and they actually exist. So let's make sure we actually also say length is greater than 0 properly here. And then I'm literally just going to copy paste this guy, and let's see what the problem is here. Probably just not returning anything or something, I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and copy this because it's the same exact logic. We're just going to go ahead and here, we're going to go ahead and check for followers instead of verified followers. So here we'll say followers underscore you underscore no, like that. We need to set an ID somewhere. I don't remember where that's getting set at. Oh, up here. So I just straight up forgot to set the ID on this one. No, I didn't grab enough. Let me go ahead and fix this. I need to grab all the way to here. Do this and then paste it in. I didn't paste enough. There we go. So now the ID will be followers Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Followers underscore you underscore no. Like that. There we go. And then here, instead of verified followers, once again, this will be followers underscore you underscore no, like that. And then we'll come over here, and this will also say followers So followers and let me see if this is all uppercase or not. I don't remember if it's uppercase or it's like lowercase. So this one is actually all uppercase. Followers cool. Now we can go on to the next one. So once again, this one is pretty simple. We're just going to go ahead and copy paste this one. So let's go ahead and grab this guy again, copy it, and then bring it down here and paste it in here like so. So now we're going to go ahead and have, instead of verified followers, this one's just going to be followers. So followers. Again, we're just going to go ahead and check to see if the path name is followers. And then this one will just say followers like so. And then we can go ahead and paste one more time right here. And let's go ahead and make that look better. So now this one will be following. So let's go ahead and get rid of verified. We'll go ahead and make this say following like this. We'll go ahead and put following here. So now instead of followers, it'll be following, and then we'll go ahead and have following down here. So once we got that class name kind of figured out, and I'm still not 100% sure if I actually did it properly. I think I did. There's no errors. But once we got that figured out, this is pretty simple. This just gonna basically go through and display each of these different buttons properly and if they're active. So now what we can go ahead and do is we can go into the CSS to get that figured out. And then we'll go ahead and put this inside of our profile and do our profile a little bit and make it look good. So let's hop into the CSS. Inside of our CSS, we're going to start out with the profile-follow-top-bar. Luckily, there's not too much here just because we basically copy pasted a bunch of stuff. So width will be 100%. Our height is going to be 53 px. We're going to go ahead and have a margin of top of 4 px. We're going to go ahead and display, flex like so. Justify content, we're going to space evenly, and then we're going to have align items in the center, and then we're going to have a small border on the bottom. So border bottom 1 px solid, and that's going to be E1, E8, and then ED, which should be like the light gray color. Next we'll have follow dash, maybe it's actually profile dash follow top bar button. So here we're going to go ahead and have width of 100%. We're going to have a height of 100%. So just take up all the space we can here. And we're going to have a padding of 0.16 px. We're going to display and flex. We're going to justify content in the center, and we're going to align items in the center of each button. We're going to have a dot profile dash follow top bar button, and hover. In the hover, we're going to have a cursor, a pointer, and we're going to have a background, maybe, if I could type, can't type, dash color, and it's going to be RGBA of 000, and then 0.05, so very, very light. Now we need to do our active and inactive, dot profile dash follow top bar, and then our title active. So this is going to be like what page you're on basically. So if you're on the following page, the following one will be active. So width, it's just going to be fit dash content, and this one I think was kind of annoying to deal with, or maybe this wasn't the same one I'm thinking of, but anyway, we'll have height of 100%. We're going to have a font, if I could type, dash size of 15 px, a font dash weight of 800, and a margin of 0, a padding of 0.4 px, and we're going to have a border bottom of 4 px solid, and pound 1 D a 1 F2. This is the one I was thinking of. Sometimes whenever you're trying to do that little gray or blue underline, it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, but I figured it out here. We're gonna have a border radius of about 2 px. It's going to be very subtle. We're going to display flex this. We're going to go ahead and justify content in the center. We're going to align items in the center, and we're even going to go ahead and text align in the center. That looks good. Let me just make sure I got everything. I missed color black, so make sure, let's go ahead and put color black on there. It seems like this is pretty small, so I just want to make sure I got everything. Width, height, font size, font weight, color, margin, padding, border bottom, border radius, display flex, justify direction needs to be column. So let's see here, flex direction needs to be in the column, and then everything else looks good. Finally, we'll have our dot profile dash follow top bar dash title, so our non-active title. It's going to be very similar, height 100%. We're going to have display flex and a flex direction, flex direction and column. Once again, justify content in the center, align items in the center, have a font dash size of 15px. Once again, we're going to have a font dash weight of only 600 this time, of a color, a pound 657786, our dark gray color. Margin will be 0, and padding will be 0. And I think that is about it. The last thing we just need is our text align to be in the center. Unfortunately, we won't probably be able to actually test this too much today because we're not going to be working on profile or on follow pages, but it is what it is. So now let's hop back into our profile top bar and add this back in. So now instead of having a profile follow top bar here, we'll actually go ahead and pop this in. So profile follow top bar, that is good to go. So that looks good. Now let's go ahead and go back to our profile and get some work done and make it look a little bit better than just having a blank page. So inside of our profile, we'll go ahead and hop in here. So first thing we need to go ahead and do is add in our profile top bar. So this is going to need a few things. We'll go ahead and put in our nickname is equal to profile user dot nickname. We probably definitely could have just straight up passed the profile user here or whatever, but whatever is verified is equal to profile user dot verified account. We'll go ahead and set up an organization equal to profile user dot organization. Then we have our number of post is equal to profile post question mark profile post dot length or 0. So if we don't have any profile posts at all, we'll just go ahead and return 0. Location for this one is obviously going to be profile, and then here we'll have our username equal to profile user dot username. That will set up that. Let's just make sure there's no errors. Looks good. Below this, we're going to go ahead and have a div class name equal to profile banner picture. This should already be set up for us, so I'm not that worried about it. Let's also do this because it's going to get a little bit messy, and then we're going to go ahead and have a style equal to, and this will be profile user dot, and then maybe if I could type banner picture question mark. If there is one, we're going to have a background image like so, and then here we'll have backticks URL. And then we need to do this. And then this part is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. $ curly brace, profile user dot banner picture, and then dot image URL like so. And then otherwise, what we need to go ahead and do is how do we do this? I'm guessing we just do this otherwise. And then let me scroll over so I can actually see what's going on. Otherwise, we'll have background color. So then we'll go ahead and do this. Have a background and then color. And this is going to be pound AAB8 and then C2. It's kind of like a gray color. Now the question is, will this actually work or is it going to complain? Seems like it's working, but we'll see here as we get going if it's going to work or not. And then finally, that's actually all we're going to put in there for now. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and just see how this looks and then maybe populate some data. And we'll probably wrap up the episode there before we take off another really big chunk in the next episode. So let's hop back into the front end and take a look. So let's just give it a refresh. I'm sure there's some stuff we're going to debug here. We just go to our profile. You see unknown coder. I must have spelled my name wrong. It seems like there should be a little bit of spacing here. So I think I missed some padding on the top and bottom. Let me actually take a look at what Twitter actually looks like. So yeah, there should be a little bit of padding on the top and bottom. Let's hop into the profile top bar and see if we can't find where to put that padding. Probably just inside of that thing. And maybe I just straight up missed it inside the profile top bar CSS. I don't think I did. So I guess somehow this got slipped through the cracks. So let's hop into the code, maybe just add a little bit of padding, maybe like 4 or 8 to give some spacing here. So maybe inside of our container, we had some padding left here. So let's just say padding, and then let's maybe do padding 8px 16px, just see what it looks like. If it looks too much, we can make it a little bit less. Let's hop in and see. So I think that looks definitely a lot better. We could maybe even go a little bit smaller than 8, but I think that kind of spaces out pretty well. I almost feel like we need to make the spacing of this a little bit bigger now because it seems really small on the screen, but it is what it is. We have this guy. The only thing I wanted to go ahead and test out is I wanted to go ahead and see what it looks like when we actually have an organization there, or organization up here, I'm sorry. And then also want to see what it looks like whenever we have this guy. Now I'm just going to see if it works. There may be some stuff that's a little bit broken, so I'm not going to sit here and debug the image issue for hours this morning. But let's hop into Postman and see if we can't get some images popped up here. So here in Postman, let's go ahead and go into user. And obviously we have banner, we have organization. So let's first try organization. We're going to go into our body. Let's go ahead and try to select a file. I'm going to hide my screen for a second here just in case stuff pops up that I don't want y'all to see. Okay, that was actually pretty safe. Let me see if I can't find something interesting. The problem is I don't have like the weird knick-knack pictures that I have in my laptop, but I'm just going to go ahead and hide this. I don't know how it's going to work with sizing wise, but let's just see if it wants to upload. If the image service is broken right now because of past and stuff, I'm not going to deal with it, but fingers crossed. 401 on authorize. Let's see, headers, bear. Okay, and then we can put a bear token in. So let's go ahead and grab our bear token from in here really quick. No big deal. Go into our application, go into our local storage, and let's go ahead and grab our bear token really quick. Okay, let's try this again. Wasn't expecting a 401, I was expecting a 500. Okay, just straight up 400. Request part users not present. Let's see, am I missing something? File. Let me double check what this is supposed to look like. So on our user controller, let's see here. Profile verify PFP, banner organization, takes in a user. Is the user an actual user or is the user? Okay, maybe we won't be able to do this right now. In between episodes, I'll go ahead and hop onto my laptop. I have it set up on there to send it. So I'll hop on my laptop in between episodes and get all this set up. That way we can actually go ahead and send the images and stuff. I'm just not going to go through and spend like 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to set this up and wasting y'all's time. So next episode will come through and we'll see what it looks like with everything in, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on the next section, which is considered the follow section, and we'll go ahead and get it so we can see our username, all of this stuff, and make it look pretty. We'll go ahead and put a profile picture in there and we'll really see some good progress. So with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy. We're inching our way closer here. Like I said, some episodes may be longer, some may be shorter. It's just all going to depend on what kind of fits inside the time slot that I'm trying to hit here. So with that being said, if you did enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. Everything helps out here with the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys do want to see, we started from absolute scratch. To get to the point we are now, there is a playlist linked in the end card that'll go ahead and show you that. With that being said, y'all, hope you have a great day. This has been Ethan on Coder. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video.